Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 14 of the Talking Chise podcast. Today's guest, he missed last Madden, he's back. In my opinion, he's one of the best. He's a hit sticking god. Is the Colts coach, Ryan.
AKA Lane's daddy. Don't miss it. Don't miss it.
I said ladies and gentlemen because there have been some people in the group chat today been acting like little sissy girls. So been some of that
And
going
now you
on
never know
today.
what's that time of the month. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, some people just get the butt hurt and whatnot. So I guess let me start off with it. Ryan, how does it feel to be back in the Chise?
Hey man, it's great to be back. Shout out Mark, G, Rod, all the OGs for bringing your boy back to the game. We had a little hiatus, had some personal stuff going on, and of course some off the field incidents that led to that little 1 year suspension there for us. But had that time off, was able to recover, had to move in there. So now just glad to be back.
Yeah. Probably good that all that's behind us, and we just move forward into the Chise and keep on trucking.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So are you still working on knocking that rust off, or what's been the? Okay, hang on. It's two-part question. It's that, and then it was, what has been the easiest thing for you to get back in the groove of doing?
Well, anybody that's ever watched me play the game knows, week to week, there's always rust. We're just out here slinging the rock, having fun. Don't really go in with a game plan. So, even when I was playing, a couple, 3, 4 games a week, it was still hit or miss on what Ryan you were going to get on any given day. So, we've been out there beating Mark, giving Monty close games, and then we're out there, getting smacked up by scrubs like Zoe and guys like that, little bottom feeders. So it just depends. But, at the end of the day, really we're just out there slinging the rock, having fun. I'm good for 3 or 4 interceptions a game, but I'm also good for 4, 5, 6 hit sticks. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh yeah.
we'll sling it, but we'll also throw that right stick up in the air every now and then and, remind everybody who we are.
Right? Yeah. The boom heard the Madden community, I would say. Them hit sticks are always tough. You got to take every single one and then wonder if you're gonna have end up fumbling or, you know.
I mean, they toned it down a little bit. I think somebody got a hold of my tape, a couple years ago, so they've really tuned it down. Not like those days with Derwin James coming across the middle and just absolutely annihilating people, but we're still good for, I'd say on average, 1 or 2 fumbles a game. So we still enjoy it.
Yeah, they still have some hit sticks out there that are very unrealistic. Like I had one when I played who has Pat Mahomes? Is it Mike? I think it is Mike. I had an interception, was running it back, and Pat Mahomes trucked my guy and he fumbled. Pat Mahomes ain't
Oh yeah.
Pat Mahomes ain't trucking anybody out there or hit sticking them like me.
That is the one thing that is a little bit frustrating is, there's certain hit sticks that go out there that you just know need to be a fumble. I don't care if you have conservative carry on or not. Yeah, Derwin James coming across the middle getting smoked by a Mike and not fumbling the ball. It's just it happens. So, but again, I like it because at the end of the day, it is a game, and there's some things you just can't live with, and it was a little dangerous a few years ago with that hit stick. So I'm glad to see it toned down a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to start hitting square because anytime I try to hit stick anybody, they just bounce off and keep running. So it's like, well, that's pointless for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what made you make a quarterback change from Geno Smith to Desmond Ritter?
So honestly, I didn't even mean to draft Geno. It was ran out of time there during those later rounds in the draft, and I got auto Geno since I hadn't taken a QB yet. So I, wasn't really ever interested in playing him to begin with.
Mm,
Um, so ended up drafting Desmond Ritter. Shoot, in the later rounds, I don't even know what it was, somewhere around 30, something like that. And honestly, just a younger QB with similar stats, just fun to play with. So just threw him out there and got him going. Of course, Geno came in when Ritter went down, week three or four, whatever it was, and was still dotting it up. So, I kind of like those non-superstar, just lower level QB. It kind of helps me maintain my game and not get too crazy. 'Cause everybody knows I'd fuck a QB up like a wet dream with somebody like Pat Mahomes or Josh Allen, something like that. So it gets really ugly really quick when I have a superstar at QB because I just think I can do too much. So I like those guys. They do well for me. Of course, I dotted Mark up a little bit, was dotting Monty up, but at the end of the day, always my own demise with the QB play. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I can almost kind of relate to this because last Madden I had Desmond Ritter as my quarterback, and man, let me tell you, he had some good moments. Then boy, he had some. I mean, when I say he had some bad moments, he had some bad moments. I had some guys wide open. He ends up throwing it straight to the corner anyway. So, I mean, I'm glad to be away from him. It was so irritating playing with him at times. But
Yeah, they just forced me to play a different style of game, a better game for my gameplay, less risky, a little more tactful in my decision making. Of course, they're gonna have a few bad throws every now and then, but for the most part, as long as you don't get crazy with it, they do all right.
yeah, and it seems like this year maybe even they have like the accuracies are more better, like better to where they're not
Hmm.
like what they were last Madden, where you had to be. I mean, you could have a wide open guy and your quarterback have no pressure and you're still overthrowing the guy. It was wild.
Yeah, and that's something too. Is I do the normal passing. I don't even know what the new style is that came out a couple Maddens ago, whatever it is, where you
Hmm.
can lead players and things like that. I don't even do that. I do coach suggestions. I do normal passing. So that probably helps me out a little bit too. I don't get too crazy. I just hit the player button and let her ride.
Right? Yeah. I think I used the regular passing too. I don't use the whatever it's called, freeform.
Yeah, freeform passing. Yeah,
So you
leave that
just
for the
what?
other sweats.
Yeah, yeah, definitely for the sweats last Madden. Good night, dude. They could freeform. They would freeform you out of the building, but I'm
Hmm.
over here trying to freeform and throwing the thing 20 yards out of bounds. So you just played the Broncos, and while yes, the score wasn't that close, you did manage to injure the star quarterback Drake May. Do you have any regrets?
Oh yeah, so I saw this question come across on the earlier discussion, and so I'm geared up for it. So I've been a long time supporter of the FFL Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the OG days of him booting up in the McDonald's lobby on that dial-up internet he had there. So it's always bittersweet to go out there. Of course, you got out of hand early, threw a bunch of picks. I think he had 4 or 5 defensive touchdowns, which obviously didn't help the cause. Um, but just icing on the cake, going out there, just blowing Drake May's back out. No diddy. Um, was just kind of a bittersweet ending to that game there. So it was nice. I appreciated it.
Yeah, I think I think Ryder would appreciate you that too. As far as
Hey, like I said in the chat, man, we may have lost the war or lost the battle, but we won the war at the end of the day. We do it for the Chise.
yeah, I mean, you ask a lot of people. Phil doesn't even need a quarterback. He's just gonna hand somebody. It's gonna be just somebody to hand the ball to the running back.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But yeah, I
I don't
think
know when you had Flacco come out of there, I think some of those guys are going to put him in a box. So we'll see.
oh yeah, for sure. Because yeah, I don't know if Flacco on Madden's as good as Flacco in real life.
Yeah,
So
I don't think they got his stats quite up there when he was riding the bench. So
uh, so so is this team preparing for a playoff push to try to sneak into the playoffs as a wild card team, or are y'all getting ready to head into the draft process of watching film of potential prospects?
man, so I was looking at it. I was holding out hopes we'd be able to sneak in the playoffs a little bit, but I was just looking at the standings. I saw the Jets already won this week, putting them at 9-6 in that number 7 seed over here in the AFC. They of course had the head-to-head, so I don't know what other tiebreakers would potentially make up that matchup. But we have a favorable uh, finish to the season. Of course, We're unfortunately going to have to take another sim against the division rival Titans. Um, Old night shift Jeff over there, warehouse worker,
Mm-hmm.
uh, extraordinaire. Well, I don't even know what he does, but throwing it back to the old warehouse worker days. Pretty favorable end of the season with the Titans and then old Sarge in New York, and then of course the sim win against the Jaguars to finish off the season. I just don't think we're going to be there um, to beat that tiebreaker. So it is what it is. A good return voyage for the Colts over here, but I don't think we'll be gearing up for the playoffs this season.
Yeah, and I mean the team's kind of aren't they kind of old a little bit maybe.
Yeah, I mean they're aging a little bit. Of course, I got the men of glass making up my front seven on the defensive side. So we missed a bunch of time on that front. Of course, had a lot of close games. Ended up dropping, with the season opener, losing by three to the Texans. Who are going to end up winning the division. The next game, losing by six to Monty. A couple weeks later, a tough fought game, Mark and the Steelers. So really, a lot of winnable games in there. Just we're pleased with our performance, I guess, for this season, and we'll just gear up for next year.
Yeah, I mean with those close games, especially with the Texans and Monty and Mark and all them, it's giving you some positive outlook to carry over to next season.
Oh, for sure. And again, we're aging a little bit, but kind of went that route in the draft, knowing we'd be a little bit rusty coming off the year break there. So, we'll get some youngins out the draft, keep kind of our core on defense, see if we can't maybe add a couple positions on the skill side on the offense, and
Hmm.
see if we can make some magic happen next season. I think we'll probably be a little more favored to come out of the division next, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, because I mean it's out of basically you and Texans. Jeff's warehouse Jeff, not always here. He can only play morning games, and he's kind of got a crutch because of that.
Yeah, it doesn't play in his favor, some of those, but we try to make it work. I think next season schedules may be able to line up a little bit better, so we'll see how it goes. But at the end of the day, we're coming at that top spot who we have, so that's all we
Yeah,
can do.
yeah. So I think I just hit on this a little bit, but this Colts team could use some upgrades at several different positions. Which position upgrade would be the most impactful?
Yeah, so we touched on a little bit, a couple of the other questions, but honestly, I like my defense. I like my front seven. I like my secondary. I think we're okay there. Um, Again, wouldn't be wouldn't be afraid to have a upgrade at QB, but at the end of the day, I think our biggest need going into the draft and off season is going to be just skill positions on the offensive side, particularly pass catchers. I'd
Mm-hmm.
love to see some nice receivers make a move over to Indy, see what we can do there, get Ritter some help. And then maybe from there, look at the QB position maybe mid next year or going into the following season. But definitely trying to get some pass catchers out there, add some more dynamic strategy to the offensive side, and see if we can make something happen.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like Indy's got a plan over there as far as how to fill out their team and then plan for the future of it. With, I mean, it all depends. It always depends on two as far as like who falls to you in the draft and all that. But it sounds like right now you have a good
Yeah,
vision on what you want.
at the end of the day, I mean, we're gonna go with the best player at the time we pick it, and so being somebody in the secondary or linebacker position, whatever that is, we're not gonna reach just because we want a receiver, but we'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah. Um, well, I don't have any more questions that I can think of right now. I can give you the floor, and you can, you know, as I've told everybody else, you can call out somebody. You can just talk your shit if you want.
I mean, I'd be remiss if I didn't holler at my boy Zoe. He's holding down the garbage can for the rest of the league, so we appreciate that. Um, sad we couldn't make it happen. Being in the same division, I think I'm gonna have to petition Mark to work some magic next year when we pick these teams. Make sure me and him can finally, get in that division together so we can have a bit more consistent rivalry. Of course, I got to talk about old Fudd, old Marshall Filial. You know, always seeing him in the chat, talking his nonsense. So good to see him out there. Of course, he had something to say today, but you know, he couldn't reply back to my comment. So per usual. Um, and really, that's about it. Just enjoying reading. Trying to keep up with the group me, reading what the
Mm-hmm.
guys have going on. Nice being back. Gives me something to do while I kill time at work. So, um, nothing crazy. Just enjoy being back in the Chise and playing some Madden and just bullshitting with the guys. So
Right, right, yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll send it off here, and we'll hope everybody will join us in episode 15. If y'all are liking this, please like and subscribe. Um, we'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out, guys.
no, but appreciate having me. Appreciate you having me, Jake. It
Oh, no
was a
problem, no
pleasure.
problem. Yes, sir.